Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Pat Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nuts Flush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Can. Kenny Can wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Red Small make a run to be $50?
You son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Can Smoke and Mirrors. Director 97 home. That is why here comes Jason Meyer, the other auto custodian. Billy Friedrich. Joe's one all coming down the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no! Fanatical Jim!
Get 'em, Jimmy, where low shack at? The bottle's getting empty, I'm not cracking, we stacking. Chips, all of this, what I want, plus money winners, that's what I'm on. You can say I'm gone, I prefer elevated Pub Sports Radio. Time to get educated, who can produce, fade the juice, let loose with so much abuse that the bookies wanna call the truth. They get slaughtered, can't forget Jeff and Low Baggers in the chat. That's a little weapon, cause we lead. Oh yeah, pubbing. We be pubbing!
Alrighty, say hey everyone, welcome into Betting with Bouquet. Jesus Christ, can't even say your name correctly. My name is Jose Bouquet. Welcome in everyone. The final day of Betting with Bouquet for the week here, so do not worry guys. Jimmy the Bag will be back on Sunday. Now the funny thing about Jimmy coming back on Sunday, we have the NFL Pub Hub on Sunday as well. I will be hosting that. He apparently is coming in during that show, so he might be able to jump on in and roll into Sunday here with everyone. So Jimmy will be back very soon. One last day of betting with Bouquet. We have a full MLB slate. We'll be capping the entire card with our friend Dabby Cab. That'll be a whole lot of fun. Then we've got 3 Friday night college football games. We'll talk to Wine Time Sports about, or with Wine Time Sports about that as well. So should be, a quicker show than the other ones have been. The other two have been 3-hour jaunts today. I think this one should be a little bit quicker. We had a 3-in-1 day in baseball yesterday, so it was a good day. Can't complain. Now back down 2 units on the season, and I don't know what it has been. It's been this invisible glass ceiling that I've been trying to break through with this winning capper nonsense in baseball. So I'm trying. We're going to get there today, hopefully. Going to keep taking these cards nice and easy and hopefully have a winning day here. So it's going to be a fun one. I appreciate, everyone in the chat here bright and early. Raymond, I did pass your notes to our guy Swig, the website guy. So I let him know about that, and he will hopefully fix that, my guy. Sorry about that. Justin McKelvey dropping his stacks play of the day. Salvi Perez, I'm assuming, of the Kansas City Royals, minus 105 for the over 1.5 bases. Shout to you, Justin. Let's bless him early.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
All right, beautiful stuff there. Tom Leach, made from England play of the day, man. Tom saying he did parlay all those Champions League unders. 1 hit, paid for around 130. One, it was a push. I think it was Bayer Leverkusen. But shout out to you, Tommy Leach, today. Last night, he hit some Atalanta as well. Congrats, Tom, my guy. I know, Ram. I know. It's just me, Ram. I know. Helga says, hello, Rem. Hope you're doing well, my guy. And shout out to Saturated, by the way. I hope Saturated joins us during this show. Saturated was cruising along in the poker tournament last night. Thank you, everyone who joined in the poker tournament. If you didn't, you couldn't make it this week, don't worry. We have one more next week as well. But Saturated, I believe, got himself one of the tickets. So I would love to hear what happened to Saturated. He was in the final table on the bubble there. But I think he did come through and get it there. So shout out to Saturated. Oldie, nice to see you. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right after it here, and let's talk our baseball here. And let's bring on special guest number 1. He joined us earlier in the week. He's back again and cap the whole card with us. He is the host of The Tailgate. Catch him every Saturday morning. Right there, Saturdays, 10 a.m. Eastern, bright and early. Get your plays in, and that rolls right into the live stream, which is NC State Clemson this week. The one, the only, Mr. Dabby Cab joins the program. Dabby, hello, nice to see you. How are you doing?
Good, man. You're going to have to work on your promotion tweets for the show. I texted Wine Time this morning. I was like, well, I'm not retweeting that shit. I sent him your tweet that you sent out because it said, join us today as we become winning cappers. Like, motherfucker, you might as well just shout out a text, hey, come tune into the show with a bunch of fucking losers.
Well, I am exhausted, so that is okay. I am going to become a winning capper today, and we have a bunch of winners in the chat and one on screen as well. Dabby's been dominating the prop market. How has everything else been going, Dabby?
Good. I'm up a couple units in college football, which isn't where I want to be, but at least, I'm not fighting behind like I was in MLB this season. So we're going to keep it rolling this week. You said it, The Tailgate. We got a big show coming up tomorrow. A lot of good cappers going to come on, give our best bets, just like your guy Kong's clips that you just highlighted right there. And we're going to get to it, man. Shout out to you guys in the chat. Tom Leach, Oldie, Resisting It All, Kongs, Justin, man, all you guys, man. Good to see y'all in here. Let's get paid.
Good. Let's get paid indeed. Good to see everyone in the chat. By the way, Cab, I just want to let you know I'm officially on Oklahoma. It's unfortunate. I thought Tennessee would beat their ass
They
But
will.
the,
It's a very bad bet.
the market is not moving, and I think Oklahoma's live. And unfortunately, I took them spread and money line too.
Well,
So.
if you listen, which you don't, I know you don't.
No, I hear. I don't listen. Remember
On Monday, I told you and I told everybody else on Medicate Monday. I said, listen to me right now. Tennessee is going to get all of the public money. They're probably going to get all of the bets, and the line's not going to move. I said it. I said this is going to be one of those games where all the quote-unquote sharps are going to come out on Oklahoma on Friday and Saturday, just like Sharp Bouquett just came out because of the market. All the sharps are going to come out. Man, fuck Oklahoma. Volves are rolling, man. Josh Heupel's a real deal. This team's a real deal. It's time.
I hope so. I hope I'm wrong. I want to lose this money. I fucking hate Oklahoma. But I'll bet against a rookie or freshman, I should say, making his first road start in a hostile environment, etc. So it'll be fun. It'll be a fun game.
NC State's not as good as Oklahoma, but that's still a pretty hostile environment.
Yeah, I mean, this is SEC ball. They don't play that shit in NC State. Fuck that. But no, I'm obviously, we'll see what happens. I'm not too invested in that game yet. I'm more invested in this baseball here because I'm 2 units away from being a winning capper here. It's going to be a fun, and I've been fucking knocking on the door all year. It's been a very frustrating, 2 weeks of this. It has been. There's 2 weeks left of the season, so
on this show, I might be 2 units back. Also, I think we might be on this. I don't know though, because I keep my record for the whole season, not the show. You do that.
Yes, no, I agree. I do the same thing, so I'm right there with you. By the way, Cap, how are the spreadsheets working? You're allegedly keeping records for everyone on the tailgate, right?
Yeah, I told everyone. I don't know if you remember seeing it. I spilled beer all over my paper on week 1.
So no.
Yeah, so I have everything else, but I was not able to recover the bets from week 1. So,
okay, good. I had a horrible week 1, so excellent. That's
there
great.
You go.
That's good. It's funny. All right, that's really funny. Good. So I love to hear that. Then, BJ dropping his best bet. Ron Crawford dropping a spreadsheet dog as well. Here we'll talk about those games here shortly. Let's talk Cubs. Nationals to start our slate off here. My only loser yesterday actually was the Nationals. I took them a full game money line. They fall late. I'm a broken record with this bullshit. This is what happens, I guess, when you cap every day of baseball. But I just really think the Nationals next year are going to be a solid ass squad. They've got decent pitching now. I'm going to be interested to see what they add, but we're going to talk about our guy, Trevor Williams, who has in the past made us good money. He's always on bad teams, and he pitches well in these bad teams, and I like him a lot. This is his first start since January, February, March, April, May. I know months. He's been on the IL, a 16-day IL with an elbow injury. I'm shocked that he's even coming back, to be honest. But 2 starts. It's honestly shocking that he's only had 2 rehab appearances as well. 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 6 Ks, 1 walk, and the first rehab start, 3 innings, 3 hits, no earned runs, 1 K, no walks there. Not enough rehab starts for me personally. I'm going to stay off this game, it seems, just based off that. Market in this game, 90% of the bets, 85% of the money on the Cubs. Disgusting stuff there. This line, I'm going to refresh my odds sheet real quick. This line on Bet Online opened up at -170. It's down to -163. So obviously a little appealing if you're a Nats backer there. And for the total, 92% of the money, 92% of the bets, 91% of the money on the over there. And we've gone from a juiced under to now a juiced over 9. Might be seeing some 9.5 shortly. Cab, any thoughts on this game?
Since this is what we're doing today, I'll give a few thoughts, but no, I'm not betting this shit. I mean, this is one of those spots where like the Cubs could be, I guess you could say, like pressing just a bit. And Williams, he's not really necessarily the pitcher that I want to be going against if I'm pressing, trying to stay alive for playoff hopes. I mean, yeah, I don't know. And I don't know how long he's going to get, like you said, because he hasn't had too many starts. This isn't a game that I'd want to bet under, maybe. If you gave me a free bet under, that's where I'd bet it.
Okay. Under for Cab here. No action for me in this game. I lean Nationals, but I need Trevor Williams to throw a little more before I back him here. So no action for me. Nice to see you, Andrew G. Andrew G. Excited about the tailgate tomorrow. And he was up at 2 a.m. watching the DP World Tour. Is that darts? Darts, Andrew G. I don't know if you saw Andrew G. Pete's giving out darts plays now last night. I want to know if his play came through. Same thing for Connor, which was hilarious.
Bro, pretty soon he's going to be betting on that fucking tag that they play at like 3 a.m. on ESPN.
I'd be okay with that. That would be
just
awesome.
Let me know, man. If Pete starts betting on tag, that might actually tail bets for once.
That would be electric. That would be a great bet. But yeah, Pete was like, yeah, I like, Sergachev -150 DP World Tour darts. And we were like, what the fuck? And then Connor was like, oh yeah, I like, McElvey +150 as well. And I was like, how the fuck? You guys are capping darts? You guys are earnestly capping darts? What the fuck? It was very funny to see. So shout out to both Connor and Pete on the live stream last night. Let's talk Pirates, Reds, Dabby Cab. It's beautiful how the universe just knows. The universe just knows when Stabby Cab is on my show, put Nick Martinez on the bump versus our old friend Mitch Helen Keller. Who knows how many more times we might see her this year. This might be our last time. Probably not. We'll probably get one more appearance of her. But Mitch Helen Keller versus Nick Martinez here. I will admit I've bet on Nick, and he's made me some money recently, so I tip my hat to him. Am I rushing to the window to bet him? No, I will say that now. But he definitely has earned himself another year in the major leagues. I'll tell you that. Someone's going to sign him yet again next year. His last few appearances, 6 innings, 1 earned run on 3 hits, 6 innings, 2 hits shutout. 5 1/3, 6 hits, 4 runs, only 1 of them earned against the Astros there. So he's just had a solid 3-start stretch here. Do I, again, necessarily want to back him here? I'm not rushing to the window, no, especially with 74% of the bets, 80% of the money on him. We've gone from -125 to -120. I see it. It did go, and by the way, it did go from -125. It went down to -115 at one point and comes right back up to -120. So I lean Pirates here, but there's not a big urge for me to bet them here. So I'm going to stay off. 78% of the bets and 70% of the money on the over in this game, and we have not had any movement on that. Cab, what do you think?
I mean, I said it last time. He's putting together a few decent starts. I mean, and it's funny because the chat was going off like last time, like, oh, he's a major league pitcher. He doesn't suck. But I hate that comment. Whenever you talk about somebody sucking and they're like, oh, well, they're in the NBA or they're in the NFL. They must not suck.
That's stupid. Bad. Yeah.
It's like, shut the fuck up. I'm comparing them to the other fucking professionals, right? So when I say something sucks, I'm comparing them to other professionals, not your fat ass sitting on the couch. So anyways, now we move on, right? Nick Martinez has put a few good starts together. I love the Pirates here at plus money, and I might actually bet it. I'll never be somebody who trusts Nick Martinez because I've seen him do it in his career year in and year out. He'll go out there and he'll go 7 innings without giving up a run. He'll go 6 innings and he'll give up 6 hits, but somehow dance through it with only giving up 1 or 2 runs. And then he turns around and gives up 6 runs. I mean, it's who he's always been for me. So I do not trust Nick Martinez. I would either take the Pirates or pass here. I've got plenty of action today. I've got 4 bets in the MLB so far, and I might add on it as we go.
Whoa!
This is not. Bets? I got 5 bets for the day too.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Red Bull. Wow, I can't wait. So, all right, Cab's going to be firing today, so that's going to be fun. No action here for me. I'll continue rolling on here. I don't have any action yet here, but I have some spots that I've mentally circled that I'm interested in. Toronto, Tampa Bay, next one out. God bless Kevin Gausman. He gave us all. He pitched well, and then he had to leave the game with lower back stiffness or tightness, whatever it was. We cashed the first 5 under on that game. So God bless you, Kevin Gausman, and I hope that's the last start of your season. And I hope you enjoy your vacation. Jose Barrios on the bump, who's having a career year. Just flat said it. He's now 2 years removed of me mentally breaking him during the Baseball World Classic. So I think he's okay at this point. I'll say this. It is pretty surprising to see Barrios, I guess, as an underdog here. I thought that at least Barrios on the bump would guide the Jays, to be favored here. But underdogs here on the road against Tampa. Tampa's been playing well. Their pitching has been great. Their bullpen has figured it out. I'll give you a quick mini split here from August 15th to September 20th. Best bullpen ERAs here. Tampa Bay is 13th at 3.42. So solid. Top 15, I should say. Top 13. You'll take that every time if you're a Tampa Bay guy, especially with how bad their season has been generally. But do I really, again, want to rush the window and back them here? I'm not really loving it. And Barrios, at the end of the day, I would ultimately say that the line is the underdogs here for a reason. The Blue Jays have just not been good this year at all. They only have one hitter you can trust, and that's Vladdy. 34% of the bets, 41% of the money on the Jays. So bigger bets on the Rays. We've gone from minus 108 opener to minus 107. So just barely any movement there as well. And 82% of the bets, 76% of the money on the over, and no movement on the total here. 7.5. We have an 8 at Bovada, so it seems like it's going up, but we'll see. No action for me here, Cap. Thoughts?
Barrios has been really good of late. I mean, really sharp of late. If you look like in September, I think he's got now I know we're just 20 days into the month, but he's got a couple starts under his belt in this 1.38 ERA. And opponents are only hitting 160 off of him, which is just outstanding. I kind of would lean Blue Jays here because even with all the problems at the plate for the Blue Jays this year, collectively they've been hitting a lot better lately as a team. And I know that's a weird thing to say about this Blue Jays team, but Tyler Alexander, what are you going to get out of him? 4 innings, 6 hits, 5 innings, 7 hits, right? It's pretty consistent across the board. 4 innings, 5 hits, 4 innings, 5 hits, 3 innings, 9 hits, 4 innings, 1 hit. There's an outlier. But I mean, he's pretty consistent. He struggles to get to that 5th inning. He's given up 5 or 6 hits. And at the end of the season, it's a time to pay attention for like players when their season's technically over. Are they still going to be playing for anything? Vladdy's one of those guys, right? In a week, you can drop your batting average 10 or 20 points. It's not hard. All you got to do is go 0 for 12, 0 for 15, and that thing drops. He don't want that to happen. It's why we saw him go out there and drop a couple bombs yesterday. He finally hit the 30 mark in home runs. He's going to keep swinging it. And, as the season gets closer to the end and the games don't carry as much weight, you start pitching to people like Vladdy maybe just a little bit more, unless the game's on the line, right? If the game's on the line at the end of the game, you still don't throw the ball to him. But at the beginning of the game, he's going to get something to hit here, and I think he hits it. So I'll take Vladdy over 1.5 bases. You can get it at even money to minus 105.
All right. Vlad for Cabby there. He's at 99 RBIs, I believe, as well. So obviously you want to hit a 30 100 mark here. I was about to say, I know Sharpie is going to be betting on Barrios here. So good luck, my man. 21-3 this year betting on Barrios props this year. So good luck, my man. I know you'll be doing the odds bunch show today here. So good luck, my guy. No action here for me. Hilarious, by the way. Shout out to Steve G, who's been fading the Rockies all year. Steve, I know that record is impeccable. Let us know what it is now. So good luck, my guy, with the Rockies fade going forward. But I'd love to know what the record stands at. Very funny. Fading your own team like that is very wise. Detroit, Baltimore. Kiter Montero, who is listed on the books but took me a while to find him, versus Corbin Burns here. Another pretty easy stay off for me, just because I think the Orioles, first of all, I don't think should be favored minus 160 against arguably the hottest team in baseball in the Detroit Tigers. It's crazy to watch. They just keep doing this. They keep pitching well. The hitting comes through for them here. their whole bullpen has been great. They have the best bullpen in baseball the last month, from the 15th to the 20th. Again, best 2.13 ERA. They have almost a 3 WAR in that span, most in baseball as well. I just cannot fade the Tigers here at all. So it's obvious for me it's Tigers or pass here. Let's go to the market and see if it's moving that way. I'd be more interested in them. 12% of the bets, but 56% of the money on the Tigers. So that's a little interesting there. We open this up at minus. Wow. Did we really open this up minus 188? I think, well, this opened up at minus 188, and then there was a pitching change here. That's probably what happened. They put in Kiter, and it goes to minus 160 down to minus 159 here. Totals wise, 70% of the bets and money on the over in this one. 10 cents of movement to the over. Yeah, I like the Tigers here. I like the Tigers here, honest. I don't know if I'll move on them, but I just cannot fade the hottest team in baseball right now, really.
I don't really have too much interest in betting this, but like, I don't know. Something tells me there might be some runs here, especially if you like the Tigers, right? If you like the Tigers in this game, I think they're going to have to get to Burns a little bit. And by getting to Burns, that means get you, I don't know, 3 runs. If you get 3 runs off Burns, that's great, right? So get you 3 runs off him. And like I said, if you like the Tigers, that means they're going to have to put up 4 or 5 runs. So I would lean over if I was betting this game, if I like the Tigers, because I don't know. I'm not rushing to the window to go against Burns here, but no bet.
I'm considering all kinds of Tigers moves right now. Shout out to Big Show who's joining us here. Tigers are the team of destiny right now. They've just been phenomenal. Burns' last appearance. Oh man, this is kind of just perfect for me, honestly. His last appearance was at the Tigers. 7 shutout innings, 2 hits, no earned runs, 7 Ks, 1 walk. I've talked about the zigzag theory many a times, and it works the opposite way as well. So I'm going to be on the Tigers here, and I think I'll be on them in 2 ways. Jesus. Oh, the hell of a torch sound right there.
Like that. I don't have to look for my lighter all the time.
Well, that's nice. Yeah. Remember when you almost burned down your chair the other day?
Yeah. I don't think people realized how fucking retarded that was, or dysfunctional.
Oh, cancel them.
Dysfunctional. There you go. I used it. If you look the word retarded up in the dictionary, it's going to say dysfunctional. So I guess that's better for you.
Sure. But yeah, that was funny. I got a good laugh when I was like, yeah, I almost burned down my chair. It was so hot. I was like, God fucking.
Bro, it was frying me and I couldn't figure out what it was.
By the way, Nike B Plus, it says all I can say 5% play, gotta be 5%. And I'm probably reading horribly because I'm exhausted. So he's saying Detroit ain't scoring. Big Show. Oh man, wow, Big Show. Now he's gonna clip that cab. He's just gonna hold it on now. Oh man, you're
Big
fucked.
Show's good about pointing out people's mistakes.
You're fucked. You're fucked here. Oh man, Slow Show is not bad. That's a good one, OD. 3.5 team total, full game. I like that. I'm gonna roll with that and full game money line here for Detroit. I thought about going first 5, but first 5 team total, and I thought about it and I was like, you know what, I would rather just take advantage of a bullpen that I don't trust here in Baltimore. Now they did get rid of Craig Kimbrell, which definitely helps, and his last act probably in baseball ever. I think he's probably done. I don't know, actually no, someone will fucking take a flyer on him next year again, but his last act of this season was to cost me an under when he went into that inning down 4-0.
All right, Jimmy, either make a bet or move on.
Okay. All right. We'll move on. He doesn't want to hear me talk. We'll move on. I'll do the full Mikey money. Twins, Red Sox. Go ahead, Cab.
Oh, if you want to do the full Mikey money, I got you. Red Sox are a terrible organization. I can't imagine what it would be like being a fan of such a shit baseball team year in and year out. Yeah, all the money, all the fans, a stadium that everybody wants to play in.
Baseball.
What do you say?
Most expensive tickets in baseball to go to the games.
There, you help me with that. Most expensive tickets in baseball. You're raising all the money, and you just suck year in and year out.
Yeah, brutally average. The second half record is just as bad as the White Sox second half record. And we're throwing out guys named Dick Fitz out here. So all that being said, yeah, shout out to my guy Dick Fitz. All that being said here, Red Sox win this game, and the Red Sox are going to whoop ass on the Twins this weekend. This is the Red Sox final stand. They're 4 games back in the wild card. Now, really, if they sweep the Twins, that does more for the Seattle Mariners and Detroit Tigers than it really does for the Red Sox, because they suck and they're not going to make the playoffs, and they're just going to give me false hope. But the Twins are a fucking disaster in the last 2 weeks. Disaster. I could not believe that they were favored in this game. I think it's because it's Dick Fitz on the bump here. And I will admit, my guy Dick Fitz falls into the category of young pitcher that has had 2 back-to-back really good performances. And I sit here and I usually say, prove it to me again. Prove it to me again that you could do this and you can go 3 consecutive outings in the major league level shutout. He's gone 5 2/3 and 5 innings shutout. Now, one was against the White Sox, so who really cares? And by the way, 2 runs, none of them earned against the White Sox. So we're going earned runs here specifically. And then 5 shutout innings against the New York Yankees last time out. His former squad, team he got traded from, et cetera, et cetera. I kind of like the over here as well. I don't believe in Dave Festa. Don't believe that he'll get the job done. Now, the Red Sox offense this last 2 days or this weekend in Tampa Bay, just mute. No earned runs or no runs yesterday. They score 2 in the win. They get crushed in the first game. So the offense has not been good. But I'm going to hope and pray that the coming back home, hopefully having a shot. I'm sure Alex Cora is using all the tricks in the book he can get, saying we're 4 games back. We have a 3-game set. We can be right in this, blah, blah, blah. So I like the Red Sox here. I'll go into the market in a second, but I don't want to talk too much for Dabby Cap.
No, you're good. I'm just going to say it must be nice to be the Yankees bitch boys again.
I disagree. We kind of own the Yankees. And
even if you don't make it to the playoffs, then they do. No, you don't.
I think Garrett Cole's the Red Sox baby back bitch. I think you saw the.
I'm pretty sure the Yankees would rather be in the playoffs than win the series.
Unfortunately, Cab, we know what's going to happen when they get to the playoffs. They'll play first round division series. They play the Orioles. An ass whoop. Can't wait,
man.
And I said the fucking Yankees were going to make the World Series this year. I've been saying all year, Phillies, Yankees, and the Phillies win the World Series, and that World Series would break my fucking heart.
Man, how about Ohtani last night? You see those people fighting over that baseball?
Yeah, I would have too. I would have fought
a lot harder than they did. I would have thrown both and I would have been up and out, bro.
That's 5,000, 7,000, 20,000 easy. A lot of money there.
You think that baseball's worth 20,000, Jose? Try like 3 million.
I don't know.
Try like 3 million, bro. What are you talking about?
Fuck, I don't know. See, I'm an easy mark. Give me 20,000 a picture with Ohtani. I'm good.
Like, here's 20K, Jose. Thank you. Good catch. Man,
shout out to give me a picture with Ohtani. We'll talk gambling. Maybe we'll talk some lines, and then we'll get out of there.
Man, out of your mind, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see our guy Razor Sharp Picks rolling in, man. Nike B, Irish King, Mud Dog. Good to see all you guys, man. Look, your guy Dick Fitz here. Wow. First 2 starts, didn't give up a run. Outstanding. Went 5 innings in both of them. More than 5 innings. I don't have it in front of me, but went like 5 2/3, I think. 5 1/3. And that's great. But just as a baseball guy here, even if Dick Fitz does have the elite stuff, this game would scare the shit out of me. A 3rd time in a row is, he's really making waves if he goes out there and does it again. I would stay away from this game personally, just because I don't know what you're going to get out of him. 3 starts in a row at that level is not easy to do.
I'll stay off this game in general. The market's moving towards the Twins. And again, this is for me, a classic. Tell the young pitcher to prove to you that he can go 3 consecutive starts in a row shutout. I just don't believe he can do it. So I agree with you there. Minus 105 opener has gone up to minus 112 at Bet Online here. And again, I like the over in this game, but 75% of the money, 72% of the bets on the over, and we've gone down a half run at several places. Like Bookmaker had this at a 9 minus 120 to the under, but still is now an 8.5 here. And so is Heritage. Heritage also showing 9. It was a 9 minus 113 and moved to minus 108 each way for the under 8.5 there. So after the breakdown, I came into it thinking Red Sox and over. If I really had to make a bet on this game, it'd probably be Twins and under at the end of the day. So no action here for me, unfortunately. But if I am light on plays here at the end of the card, Twins, Red Sox under is definitely appealing in some senses here, and so is the Minnesota Twins. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Atlanta Braves, Miami Marlins. You guys all know that I am rooting against the Braves heavily. I have them to miss the playoffs. They're 2 games back of the Mets now, so it's feeling good. But this is going to be a tough weekend. Mets are in Philadelphia. Braves are in Miami. Braves should get the job done. Minus 200 favorites. I won't be betting the Braves at minus 200 because I think they're not a good baseball team. But this is definitely one of those series and games, like Justin's saying here. Braves just whoop their ass, sweep, get the job done against these bad teams. And that's kind of what the Braves' MO is. So it was a pretty easy stay off for me at the end of the day, Cab. 86% of the bets, 98% of the money on the Braves here, which is shocking, honestly. Went from minus 190 to minus 198. And for the total here, 81% of the bets, 85% of the money on the over.
How is it shocking to you that the money's on the Braves?
Well, it's that much. You know, if it was like 75 and 75, I'd be okay, that makes more sense. But
or you do this every single day, and you're telling me that actually shocks you.
Yeah, 98% of the bets on the Braves. I mean, I don't know, man. I think that the Miami Marlins are a little better than that. So it's in Miami as well, like Mud Dog's mentioning. So I probably lean Miami, honestly. I don't think that the Braves can be trusted at minus 200, but would I be again surprised if they swept and dominated this series? No. So I stayed off.
I mean, I think Robert Franklin and Justin got it. Look at the market. I get it. It's important to pay attention to, but something like this would not scare me at this point in the season. The Marlins are the Marlins, right? And the Braves understand what this series means, right? They cannot lose these games going into their series against the Mets. They simply can't do it. Their season's over if they do. This game matters. You've got no matter how many times Jose sits up here and tells you a bad baseball team, they're not a bad baseball team. You've got a good baseball team in the Braves, and you've got a very below average team in the Marlins. You've got a team where this means the world to in the Braves, and you got a team who's a week away from going to Cabo in the Marlins. For me, you either take the Braves or you stay away from this game.
Cabo would sound nice.
If you bet it, Jose, just hit me up. We'll bet each other. I'm not going to bet this game, but if you so badly have to bet on the Marlins, I will be your bookie for this game.
Okay, fair enough. I'll keep that in mind. No action for me in this game so far, but who knows? Maybe I'll feel frisky later. I'm going to just text Cab and say, I need this action. Speaking of the Mets, let's talk about them here in maybe the series of the weekend. Phillies, Mets here. The Braves really need the Phillies to come through for them here. Phillies need to win these games because they want home field throughout the playoffs. So it's kind of a battle. Both teams really want these games. I would much rather bet scenarios right now where the team has no desire to win or whatever the fuck may be. Christopher Sanchez, I don't want to back on the road either. Supreme home pitcher, road pitcher, not as much. Dave Peterson has not been bad. Quietly, just not been bad at all. 9-2 record actually for once shows how good he has been. And against left-handed pitchers in this month, Philadelphia Phillies, they sit 7th, 112 weighted runs created plus. Mets are just as good against lefties, 144 weighted runs created plus. We talked about them earlier in this week. They faced the Nationals, so they saw two lefties. They saw Corbin, I believe, as well. Was that Corbin yesterday? I don't remember now, but they saw Hertz. They saw Parker, I believe. So they've seen a bunch of lefties, and even without Lindor, they hit the lefties. So 7.5, a little light for me here. I don't know. 77% of the bets, 67% of the money on the over in this game. We've gone from a 7.5 minus 115, and it's now 7.5 juice to the under. Actually, if I would have done a refresh here, it went from minus 122 back to minus 113 to the under. So interesting. Yeah, I'm shocked at this total, how low it is. What do you think, Dabby?
Mally just said Corbin pitched yesterday versus the Cubs.
Okay, then there you go. Yeah, because I bet on him, and I was like, did I bet on him against the Mets or the Cubs? But yes, it was Hertz and then Mitchell Parker against the Mets then last time out.
Okay. So this is one of those games where it's like, who was it that was on the mound going against Peralta the other day? I can't even remember who it was when we were talking about that game.
It was a good pitcher. It was Nola or Wheeler.
Nola. It was Nola. Yeah, it was Nola and Peralta. That's who it was. And I look at that game and I'm like, yeah, under. And I should have bet the under in it. I got to get better at doing things because a lot of these things end up being the case. And now I get why anybody would look at this one and kind of think the same thing. Sanchez has been one of the best pitchers for the Phillies this year. I mean, he's really, really stepped up for them. And then you touched on, Peterson on the other side, 9-2 with the record. His record is finally reflecting his numbers, I guess is how you kind of want to say it. I like the over with how much is at stake, right now for both of these teams. And as much as I like these pitchers, when I look at the pitcher, I say, do I trust the pitcher more than the lineup? And with Peterson, I don't, even though the Phillies have been struggling a little bit at the plate lately. No, with Peterson, I don't trust him more than this Phillies lineup. And the Mets, the Mets are a lot like the Tigers right now. They're just playing with a unknown source of power, right? And
we know what it is. Cabot's Grimace.
They got the whatever the fuck the Rangers had last year, right? Because you saw how bad the Rangers were this year. They weren't that, and they had literally the exact same team. How do you have the exact same team and you can't make the playoffs a year after you win the World Series? They had it, whatever it is.
They just need some asshole to say that they suck dick and they won't win the World Series, and then that's the Mets have Grimace. The Rangers had me last year.
So I like the first 5 over in this game. It would be first 5 over 4. And I know that that's a little contrarian because a lot of people will be looking towards the under here. I like the first 5 over in this game, and I might bet it. I might make it official. I'll think about it.
I will join you. You might not be betting it right now, but I will bet it for you and us. I will take first 5 with you because both these bullpens, I agree, will probably be locked in. This is mini playoff game. We might see this very playoff in round 2 division series. So I'm very interested to watch this game, but I just ultimately at the end of the day think that these two lineups are very good at hitting lefties, and they will get to both these guys here. Both bullpens, by the way, Reed Garrett, Edwin Diaz, Ryan Stanek, all threw yesterday. They probably will be available here today, but they have thrown. And for the Phillies here, Jose Ruiz, Alvarado, and Tanner Banks threw yesterday. So their bullpen's relatively fresh, probably still have their big guns. First 5 over will be my action here with you, Dabby Cab. I'm getting first 5 over at, let me tell you right now, I'm getting 4 minus 105. So I get it. It'll be a playoff game atmosphere, but two guys that hit lefties. So, all right, next game on our slate, one that I was very excited to talk about. Old Jake Degrom again, back in our lives versus George Kirby. Great pitching matchup. We all know this. But, again, this is a low total. I get it. Both these offenses aren't very convincing. They don't, make you feel good when you bet an over in this game. Degrom, last time out against these very Seattle Mariners, 3 2/3, 4 hits, shutout, 4 Ks, no walks. Again, I believe in the zigzag theory, and he is the greatest pitcher in the world we probably have seen if he stays healthy. But I think he does give up a run or two in this start here. George Kirby has also been kind of meh this year. I wish he would be better. I love George Kirby. He's one of my favorite pitchers to watch. His last start was phenomenal against these very Texas Rangers. 7 innings, 1 hit ball. I just believe in the zigzag theory. You just saw these guys. We're going to go again here. These hitters now have tape on it. I mean, come on. An over can't be too ridiculous. What do you think, Cap?
Yeah, I don't hate the over here. And I think the Rangers, Kirby's a guy I trust, but never mind. I'm not going to make that comparison because their stuff's not the same. Fuck it. I'll do it anyways. Kirby makes me think of like Gibson. I don't know. Like he's going to get you 12 wins, but he can also get hit any day, right? And again, Kirby's a little better. His stuff's a little better. But at the end of the day here, I think the Rangers can put up some runs also. And I was listening yesterday. Degrom's only getting 60 pitches today. So that's going to be 4 innings, probably maybe 5, not 3, like you said last time. I guess if he has a bad outing, it would be 3. But he should probably get through 4. And I don't think they let him come back out for the 5th. And, if you watched, I had an over in a Rangers-Mariners game just like a week ago, and it was soaring under until the starting pitcher came out for the Rangers, and then the Mariners got 4 runs in the 5th inning because the Rangers bullpen is complete dog shit. And that's what happens. So, yeah, 7 runs is a very low total team. For a team like the Mariners, right, technically still trying to make a push, if you want to be technical, I don't think they have any shot. But if they start scoring some runs, even with how bad their offense is, I think they keep it going. And I think the Rangers can get a little off Kirby. The way I bet this game is I took Nate Lowe over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. I've had a lot of success on Lowe. He's got 20 at-bats against Kirby, 5 hits. That's only a 250 average, so not like the best. But Lowe's been tearing the cover off the baseball of late. He's got his average back up to 264 on the season, and he dipped all the way down into the low 250s. So I just think it's good value. It's plus 115 for 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs for a guy that, like I said, has been tearing the cover off the baseball.
I think, I like this. It's just, again, we have another market moving down to the under, and I'm just like, ugh. Like
I gave you the best bet just now.
I know, Nate Lowe, I get it.
You want to be a winning capper, you talk about it and bad tweet. There you go. Take a winning bet right there, Nate Lowe. And it's plus money, plus 115.
No, thank you. I don't like betting player props, but I appreciate that. Here I am sitting here. It's another juiced under. It went from 7.5. It's down to 7. I went against the market earlier the week with the over in that Astros game with Framber. It just feels like this is a game you live bet when Degrom and Kirby come out. Just live bet the over when one of the two come out, and you'll be feeling good about yourself. So I won't bet it now, but I'll lay off. I'll watch. And no actions here for me. So we'll move on here. I have to remind myself what our best bets are from today. So I have to remind myself that Ron Crawford.
What?
Ron Crawford is on the Detroit Tigers there. We mentioned earlier, spreadsheet dog play of the day, up a shitload this year. So shout out to you, Ron Crawford. Oh, man.
Hey,
that's funny.
Billy said if Jimmy was here, we'd be done with MLB by now. Let's play a game in the chat. I want everybody to guess what game we'd be on if Jimmy was doing it. I got you guys. I'll tell you which one I think we'd be on. It's 10:46, so we're only 46 minutes into the show. We would be on Pirates Reds.
Yeah, I was about to say we'd be like 3 games in, maybe. Billy said Detroit, Baltimore. So it's funny. I'm with you, Ronnie, though. I'm on the Tigers with you, so let's ride together here. I probably am not going to move on this game. Like
Kelly
I said,
got it. Kelly got it. We wouldn't be on baseball yet.
That is actually facts.
Yeah.
That is actually big facts. Because I was allegedly going to get a CFL video from old Jimmy the Bag here, but I'm going to guess that his pussy was a little polluted here, and he's enjoying his time.
Well, I hope he's having a good time. He told me because he loves being here with you guys and with us, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is literally what his passion is. And he was like, I don't even want to go. I was like, Jimmy, it's Hawaii, bro. Like, what do you mean you don't want to go? If you win a bunch of money gambling, you should spend it to go to Hawaii. Like, go live your life, dude.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday, and I was like, "How is it?" He said, "Beautiful, it's great, blah blah blah, perfect setting for a wedding." And I said, "Are you enjoying the break from capping?" He said, "No, I miss it." So I got a good chuckle out of that there. So shout out to Jimmy. Hope he's doing well, and shout out to our guy Sonny, of course. All right, so no action here for me. Nate Lowe 1.5 bases, correct? Not an RBI? Okay, beautiful. Over 1.5 bases for Nate Lowe there for Cab. Let's go to the other side of Texas here. Verlander, Tyler Anderson. God damn it, man. Verlander has been horrible, and I have not made any money on it. It's been disgusting.
He's old, man.
Yeah, I said this whole year, I said, fade these old guys. Now, did it work all the time? Absolutely not. Kershaw shoved it up my ass. When Scherzer pitched, he pitched okay. Verlander's been the only old guy that's been bad and continued to pitch. And I don't want to fade him here. Honestly, I really don't. Yesterday was fascinating because we had that 1-1 game like the entire time, and then eventually the Angels just couldn't hold back the Astros anymore, and they come through. So do I really want to back him here? No. Justin Verlander is pitching for his playoff roster spot, playoff rotation spot. He could easily be a long reliever for the Astros in the postseason if he continues pitching shitty. He might not be even on the roster. So there's plenty of motivation for him. Do I really want to back the Angels here? No. So it was a pretty easy stay off game for me. Quickly marketing this game. 95% of the bets, 86% of the money on the Astros here. And we've gone from minus 240 to minus 245 at our friends at Bet Online. It got up to minus 250 at one point, but then it comes right back down. So that's interesting there. And for the total here, we have 74% of the bets and money on the over in this game. And we're going from an 8.5 to an 8 again. I was juiced to the under already, but interesting that the under is being, this total is moving down to the under here, Cab. What do you think?
In full transparency, I've lost my last couple bets on Alvarez. Still up great money on the season on him, but the last couple times I bet him, I've lost my bet, right? Does that mean I'm going to stop betting him? Fuck no, I'm not going to stop betting him. And I'm going to bet him today against Tyler Anderson. What? I mean, it's minus 115. Let me double check that because it might have been a little juicier. I want to see what I bet. Hold on.
I think I might move on this under.
Minus 113. Yeah, I got minus 113 for Alvarez. Go ahead if you want. I don't care. Alvarez is going to hit a 4-run homer and it's going to fucking ruin your under. He's going to hit a grand slam and ruin your under. But you want to take an under after you just, bro, what goes through your mind, right? You just sat here and talked about how you can't trust Verlander. You don't like the old guy, blah, blah, blah. And you break it down like that. And then you're like, so let me back him by taking the under. Like, how did you get to that conclusion?
Yes, let's go down the carpet ride that is my lovely mind here, Cab. So I just mentioned Verlander again has to pitch well to make the postseason rotation. So I think there's plenty of motivation there.
No, he doesn't.
Oh, yes, he does. He's not going to make it.
Who? No,
Hunter Brown, Framber Valdez, and Arrigetti's pitched double the pitcher. He's been Yusei Kikuchi's been better than him.
You still throw Verlander out there, and as soon as he gets in trouble, you take him out. You're talking about a dude that has experience, that's been there and done it more than anybody else on the roster. You're wrong.
Yeah, that's why he's going to pitch in the bullpen. That's why he's like, what's his name? I forgot what the manager for the Astros is name. AJ Esparza. I don't know what his name is right now. He's going to take him under his wing. He's like, look, buddy, you fucking suck. You would be much better served in the bullpen. We have Kikuchi, who's better than you. Arrigetti's needs these postseason innings. Hunter Brown's better than you. Framber Valdez has been the ace all year.
I didn't say that these people might not be better right now, but you're not listening to me. You got to give the ball to somebody who's been there. Do you maybe yank him in the first or second inning? Absolutely, but you still give him the baseball.
I think he'll get and by the way, Mally is asking about hot hitters. That's a good question. I'll try to find that for you here. So we'll continue on. I think he's pitching for his postseason life here. Doesn't know if he's going to make the roster. We've talked about how bad the offense has been for the Los Angeles Angels throughout the entire year. Angels offense, 18th, 91 weighted runs created plus. Houston sneakily, 89 weighted runs created plus in this month. Tyler Anderson, and this is against righties. So let me switch to lefties here real quick for Houston. And their numbers are obviously much better, so that's a little concerning. But I definitely think that that Verlander can pitch well against this team. Is there motivation for the Astros to go put up crooked numbers? I don't think so. We have the market here as well. And Dabby, you know I'm a slave to the market. 74% of the bets and money on the over here. And we've gone from an 8.5, and we're going down to 8s at several places, not juiced to the under. I just think this is a book saying, come and bet the over. Verlander's been awful, blah, blah, blah. And they just comes out and gets an under. So full game under will be on my card. Under 8 minus 115. I definitely considered a first 5 under, but I've tried to actively avoid first 5s just because of how bad I have been on first 5 totals this year.
Well, I'll hope that Alvarez hits a solo home run for you.
Thank you. I appreciate
it. Hey,
that.
I will say this, though. And since I told you I've lost my last 2 bets on him, if you go back, though, my last 5 bets, in 3 of the games that I bet on him, he's had 2 or more home runs. One of them, he had 3.
I would appreciate if he hit that 4-run home run, put the Angels out of it, and it's okay. So I'll take the under here, and we'll move on. People don't like this bet. That's fine. I'll make the bet. I'll suffer the consequences on my own, guys. No worries. Arizona, Milwaukee Brewers here. God bless the Arizona Diamondbacks for coming through for us yesterday. It was a pretty easy fade of a celebrating hungover team. The day previous. The Brewers clinched the division. They had a big party, so I bet the Diamondbacks the next day. Didn't take a genius to figure that one out, so it was okay. It was a close game for a while. The Brewers bats didn't show up. Willy Adames even sat his first game sitting the whole year, so that was great. Now we've got Zach Gallen on the bump here versus Colin Ray. I don't want to go back to the well, honestly, with the Diamondbacks. Gallen here, his last few appearances. Let's talk about him. He is 5 innings, 3 earned runs against these very Milwaukee Brewers, 7 Ks, 2 walks, 5 shutout innings against Texas, 6 shutout innings against the Giants, and then gets crushed by the Dodgers. 5 innings, 5 earned runs. 5 innings, 3 earned runs is a kind of a middleman start, which is typically hard for me to gauge for this zigzag theory. I would guess he tends to pitch better than that. But, maybe we get 5 shutout from him. I'm not sure. Colin Ray on the other side, a pitcher that's been fascinating to me all year. I mean, I can't believe that he's turned out to be like a solid arm for these Brewers and will probably start a playoff game at some point. Last start wasn't even a start, I should say. It was an appearance out of the bullpen. 2 2/3, 3 hits, no earned runs. His last actual start, he got dominated by the Giants. 10 earned runs in 4 innings. 4 innings, 2 earned runs against St. Louis. Before that, 4 innings, 4 hits. 4 innings, 6 hits, 4 runs, 3 of them earned against the Cincinnati Reds before that. So not a pitcher I want to back. I lean Diamondbacks here again. Market 64% of the bets, 53% of the money on the Diamondbacks here. Opened up at minus 120 and surprisingly have not really moved at all. We've gone down to minus 113, up to minus 120, and they both just come back to that minus 120 opener there. So no action for me sidewise. And total, quickly talk about this, 76% of the bets, 69% of the money on the over in this game. And we've had a total start at a juiced under 8. Now it's a juiced over 8 here. Cap, what do you think? You're muted on this one, unfortunately. You've done so well all show.
I don't know. It's a very small sample size for Colin Ray, but I don't know how much to take out of, we always talk about the innings pitched, right? Okay. Last year, he had 124 innings pitched. Before that, the most he'd ever got to was 99. So last year was the first time he ever touched 100 innings, over 100 innings. And he's sitting at 156 right now. And what I think's happening in these last starts, other than the fact that he's getting hit, because it's been 1, 2, 3, 4 games in a row, he hasn't gone into the 5th inning. Against Cincinnati, went 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs. Against St. Louis, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs. Against San Francisco, 4 innings, 11 hits, 10 runs. And then even against Philly, did he come out? Like, why did he only go 2 and 2/3? I didn't watch the game. Did he come out of the bullpen or something? Because he didn't give up any runs. Like, what's going on?
Yeah, no, that last appearance was out of the bullpen, it seemed.
Okay, so he came out of the bullpen there. Okay, well, see, so what that tells me with him, right, is they're trying to keep him fresh enough to be able to pitch when we get to the playoffs here, which they still got to get to in the first place. Like, this is a real touchy situation for Colin Ray, is what I'm getting at here. So I kind of, in that situation, would lean Gallen, even though, you know, on the road, we know it's what it is with him, but I would lean Gallen. You know, and he seems to be hitting form in his last 3 games. He gave up 3 runs against Milwaukee, but he's still, you know, 3 runs in 5 innings. That's, you know, that's not a horrible start. He would have liked it to be a little better, and I think he gets an opportunity to do it here and does it. So I'd go with the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, I'd lean that way as well. It's a little worrisome that he gave up 3 earned runs at home where he pitches well, so we'll see. But Billy Friedrich, great note here mentioning that his splits are basically even this year. His career obviously is not, but we're more looking at his year here, and it's pretty split. So I probably lean Diamondbacks way still, but no action for me here. We move on to a former World Series matchup in Giants Royals. It is crazy that these teams faced off in a World Series, and I can remember it. Mason Black versus Michael Wacha here. The Nutflush Allen family is in the chat right now, so shout out to you, Nutflush. Give us your thoughts on your lovely Giants here. As always, I'll quickly just start off with the market and then pass it off to you here, Dabby. 90% of the bets, 99% of the money are on the Kansas City Royals here. We've gone from minus 164 to minus 168 at our friends at Bet Online. And actually, I'm going to refresh here because it actually says we're getting a minus 180 now. Yeah, it's actually moved quite a bit here. Minus 180 Kansas City Royals here. Excuse me. So that's fascinating. That move has happened here in the last hour. All that money on Kansas City and the line actually reacting towards them is a good sign for me here. Well, I didn't even bet on them, but 8.5 is the total. We were juiced on the under minus 120. Now we're juiced minus 115 to the over there, minus 118 now. So fascinating stuff. The line moving with where all the money is. 77% of the bets, 85% of the money on the over. So lines are reacting to this money. Makes me think that the Royals definitely roll here. If you're a run line better, I could see why you're on the Royals here, but don't really want to move on it here. Nuke Worker saying it best, 99% of the money on KC. What could go wrong? If I had to make a play, it'd be on Kansas City, but I don't like betting these 99% spots, so I stay off.
So, like, this is one of those ones where I'm not a big fan of betting run lines, especially not at home. If I wanted to bet this game, I would take somebody, and it could be a Giants player or a Royals player. It doesn't fucking matter. Take somebody who you like to get a hit in the game, and then I'd put the Royals on the money line, and you'd get slight plus money. I think that's a way better bet. You know, I always say, listen, right now, for people in chat, just try it, right? If you're up for trying things, I think taking a player to get a hit and the team you like to win on the money line is a better bet than taking a run line. I really do, especially since you get plus money on it. I think if I had done it all season, I think it would have been very profitable. I've just recently started doing it here in the last maybe 40, 50 days. It's something I'll be doing a lot more next year. I don't want to do it with the Royals here, but take somebody to get a hit, take the Royals on the money line. I think it's a good bet.
That makes sense. I'm off this game, but I completely agree. And I remind myself that Stacks is in this game. Shout out to Justin McKelvey. Over 1.5 bases for Salvi Perez.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
All right, we move it along here. We'll keep it rolling. We only have a few games left in till college football. We have a few games left in the Major League Baseball here. So we roll on to Guardians Cardinals here. A pretty blah series. If we're going to be honest, I will probably have no action in either one of these games. I think the Guardians are by far the better team here. Actually, did I imagine that? Did the Guardians clinch yesterday? Or was that today, the day before? Because they just clinched, and I saw them have a big party for Stephen Vogt. And if that was yesterday, I'd love to fade them in the same portion or the same way I faded the Brewers. But now I need to double check that here. So, Cab, let me know your thoughts on this game, and I need to double check and see when.
Well, I'd like to know too if they just clinched yesterday. Yeah, Steve
Okay.
said they clinched yesterday. If they clinched yesterday, I personally am not betting them. Isn't Gibson, who I just used earlier, as a reference?
Yeah, yes. So you're talking Kyle Gibson, and he's here for you.
I swear sometimes the Matrix gets lazy. Shout out BT in the chat, man. Good to see you in here.
BT, good fucking bags player. Shout out to BT. He came to Pubblepalooza, was throwing the cornhole bag. Shout out to you, BT. Nice to see you.
Hell yeah, man. I would not bet on a team that just clinched yesterday. That's just me personally. And I'm also not excited to bet on the Cardinals here. Maybe an over if I was going to get involved. This is another one where both these are good pitchers, but I just think the lineups are going to overpower the pitching matchup here. So I'd go over, but I'm not betting it.
I'm going to be on the Cardinals in the same fashion I was with the Diamondbacks. They clinch the day before. They fucking party. They get drunk. All the beers. They celebrate Stephen Vogt. I think we're going to get a hungover baseball players today here, Cabby. I think we're going to get some hungover baseball players. They're not going to be feeling good. So
yeah, but just remember, baseball's one of those sports where these guys have played hungover before. Trust me.
And you know what? That's perfectly fine. If I know you're hungover, I will bet against you.
Yeah, I get it. I'm on the same page. Yeah. I'm just saying, like, baseball's always kind of
Yeah, they definitely could be going out every fucking night. Who the fuck knows?
No, I'm not saying they're doing that. I'm just saying at some point in time they played hungover.
Yeah, but who knows? We might have Matt Harvey out there for all we know, blowing lines before games. Shout out to Matt Harvey. The Cardinals will be on my card here. And market in here, it's unfortunately public as fuck. 71% of the bets, 95% of the money on the Cardinals. Disgusting that everyone's betting them here. Went from -110 and it's barely moved. So I'm not going to double up on it because it doesn't seem like the market is saying to bet it here. So I'll just take full game money line. I was much more confident about the Diamondback spot yesterday. But full game money line of Cardinals will be on my slate here as well. And Billy, I'm very interested to see the Central Michigan line movement here that you're talking about. I'll go look into it later, but I will be very interested in that. Next game on our slate here, White Sox Padres. How is this not an over? Garrett Crochet is going to pitch his 3-4 innings. And then the Padres are not going to get runs off the shitty White Sox bullpen. Now, the issue really is you're hoping the Padres score kind of all of these runs because Musgrove is not going to give up that many, if any, to the White Sox. But I looked at this line and I immediately thought over. Now, maybe that was a public square look here because we have, let's talk about this, 78% of the bets and 81% of the money on the over. So maybe it's just first instinct square look here. For sure. 7.5 is what we opened at allegedly. It's juiced to the under, so it didn't stay there long. It moved to 7, and it was juiced to the over. Now it's juiced right back to the under for the 7 here. So like I said, I leaned when I first looked at this line. I was like, wow, this is a 7. This should be an over in this game, but market and line movements say this is an under. So I think this is a stay off game for me here, Cab. What do you have to say about this one? Muted.
You said over, not under, right?
Yeah, I thought over, but after capping it and looking at the market, it's saying under, so I stay off.
Oh, okay. Well, I like the over too. I agreed with everything you said, and then you got to. I think first 5. Look, I agree. Musgrove's not going to go give up a bunch, but like you can get over 3.5 at Pinnacle for the first 5 here, and I think Musgrove can give up a run. Maybe 2 if you get lucky. And I think the Padres are playing, 100% here, obviously. So a first 5 over 3.5. I mean, it's a very low total, very low total. And Garrett, like our guy Rance said, he's not going to pitch long, 4 innings, right? Maybe tops.
Yep, they're trying to keep him healthy. Yeah, and he's been horrible since they did that, Billy. You're right.
I think the first 5 over 3.5 is a good bet.
I agree with you there. I was looking full game over, and I was thinking like they have to score 7 runs basically solo. But 4 runs off of Crochet, I could see that. And here's the thing:
3-1 at the end of the 5th.
My issue is just I just don't know if Musgrove gives up a run. If the White Sox scored 1 off Musgrove, we would be sitting pretty on that first 5 over. It's just I don't trust the White Sox to score that 1 run after this. And Nufflush Allen dropping some good notes here. The White Sox are going to enjoy the San Diego nightlife. That makes sense.
That
makes sense there. That makes sense. You've had a whole long ass season, and they've probably had this road trip circled on their calendar. Like, fuck yeah, we get to go to San Diego. Blah blah blah. Minus 225 opener is now up to minus.
Maybe one of them will be a little drunk still, and they'll accidentally hit a home run for us.
That would be nice. That would be nice. That would be great. Dutch Boy Fresh in the chat. Nice to see you here. All right, Cap.
Look sober, so I mean, shit. Maybe they need to get drunk and play. That's what the White Sox should be trying right now.
That would be hilarious. That'd be a funny ass scandal. In the news, White Sox player playing drunk on the field hits a home run.
I told you when that happened to me, right?
No, please tell us.
It was so it was my freshman year at Tech, and we were playing Kansas State. We were at home, right? And I went in on the 6th inning on Friday, and I pitched the 6th and the 7th inning. And then on Saturday, I went in the 5th inning, and I pitched the 5th, 6th, and 7th inning. So there was no way I was pitching on Sunday, right? No fucking way I was pitching on Sunday. And I'm sitting out there in the bullpen, being an asshole like you're supposed to, not doing anything in the bullpen. And my buddy comes up to me. I won't name his name, but he's a senior. He's my roommate. The coach put me with him. He was supposed to be the one that pushes me in the right direction. He comes up, he goes, good fucking weekend, freshman. And he hands me this massive fucking whiskey and Coke. Because, in his mind and my mind, there's no chance that I'm pitching in this game, right? Huge fucking whiskey and Coke. I drink it. He goes and gets me another one. And then in the 7th inning, somehow it's a fucking 13-12 ball game. I'm not kidding you. And every fucking person on the team has already pitched. And I just hear, Farrar, get loose. And I fucking, my fucking eyes, bro, they lit up. And I looked over at the other fucking pitchers in the bullpen. And I was so scared. I got loose and I went out there. I shit you not, man. My pitching coach, he goes, you smell like a fucking bar. If you don't pitch today, it's your ass. Bro, I threw like 1-2 pitches and I got a double play ball and I was done. And that was it. And I was out. Shit was not a good experience.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I love how obviously you smell it on you. You smell like a bar. It's so funny.
He said, you smell like a fucking bar. If you don't pitch good, it's your ass.
Well, hey, yes, you did it. You weren't worried about arm fatigue after 2 whiskey Cokes. Feeling good about yourself. So shout out to you. That's very funny. It's a good story, Dabby Cab. Good stories. A lot of good stories from Dabby Cab. He's got in his hip pocket there as well. Let's move on to A's Yankees here. Garrett Cole, JT Ginn. I think Garrett Cole is a big coward because he won't face Rafael Devers, et cetera, et cetera. He sucks against the Red Sox. But honestly, you won't hear me say this much, but minus 180 on the road for Garrett Cole seemed shockingly cheap. Shockingly cheap. I thought we would only get like minus 200. But I'll mention, and I want to look this up real quick. The Oakland A's, we all know they're going to leave. They're going to Sacramento, et cetera, et cetera. And we have the final few home games in the Coliseum. You will not catch me fading the Oakland A's in the Coliseum. Now, I'll tell you this. They have 2 series left in the Coliseum, back-to-back here. So this is the last homestand in Oakland We have the Yankees for 3, and we have the Rangers for 3, and then they go to Seattle for their last 3 games. I'll tell you this right now: 3-3. I think they 5-2. Oh,
Stop, Jose, bro. Listen
4-2.
to me. Shut up. Stop. I'm not gonna let you. You have such a good. You might be a winning capper with fucking hundreds of bets this year. You are not about to fucking throw that shit out the window on the A's the last fucking week of the season.
They are going to have a winning record in these last 6 games. 4-2.
God, find a way you can bet that and make one bet instead of just continuously betting the A's.
You know, I wonder what if it'd be much more financially responsible for me, Cap, if I bet them series instead of individually game wise, like you said. Series price 190 for the A's plus 220, or sorry, minus 220 for the Yankees. I'm telling you guys now, it might not be this series. It might be more the Rangers series. They are going to kick ass in their last series in Oakland. The fans are going to be there. It's going to be packed. The last baseball games played in Oakland, in the Oakland Coliseum. You don't think they're going to come out at least win 2 of 3 against the Rangers in their last series? I think they do. Now, the Yankees, maybe it's another story. I'm not going to back them here. But against the Rangers, Cap, every one of those games, I'll promise you right now, I'm going to be on the Oakland A's, those last 3 games. Because I think there's going to be magic in the air over there.
No, you did so good. Just take them to win the series. That's all you got to do.
No, I'm going big here. I'm going to win this. I'm not going to win these bets because I'm not betting against the Yankees here. I think I've said this several times a year. It's disgusting, I know, but I think the Yankees are going to make the World Series. I'm going to be just furious for the whole month. I mean,
you just told me earlier that they were going to lose against the Orioles. So
I'm just that Cab. That's me being a homer bitch. This is me being rational and reasonable. I've said at the beginning of the year they're going to make the World Series against the Phillies. I still feel that way. It's just unfortunate that they have to be little bitches as well. So no action here, Cap. Did you have anything on this one? I know you don't want to bet the A's. So
no, and I don't want to bet the Yankees either. It is a low price for Cole. You'd think it'd be higher.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's why I'm like, I don't know.
All right, Jose's betting the A's every day for the rest of the season.
Do
it. Go ahead, bro. You're gonna be real mad when they win today, and you didn't bet it. And I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna sit here and get blamed for it. So go ahead, bro. Bet the A's. You can do it.
Okay. Thank you, Cab. Thank you, Papa. I appreciate the permission. Oakland A's might be on my card here today. So, oh God, bad news, but good news, I guess, at the same time. Philly Eagle Flyer, he got laid off today. So sorry about that. That fucking sucks, Philly Eagle Flyer. But he hit a big parlay. He's on Cubs tied after 2. And also on Rangers, Brewers, and Padres games after 2 as well. So that sucks, Philly Eagle Flyer. I wish you luck in the job market.
Man, no, fuck that job, man. You didn't need it. You're better off. Figure out a way to make money on your own now. You got this.
Yeah, he is. Tied after 2 bets. Tied after 2 and big parlays. So nice job, Philly Eagle Flyer. Obviously, don't bet parlays every day, but nice job, my man. That was good shit there. All right, let's get to our last game here, and we can brush over it pretty quickly because there's no pitcher for the Dodgers. So I kind of wanted to fade them. I'm not going to lie. They also clinched yesterday, but they clinched just a playoff berth. And the Dodgers are an organization that, have done this for the last, fucking 20 years. So they just took some champagne, clinked some glasses, and they fucking move on. So no action for me, obviously. We can recap our action. Cab, I know you have no thoughts on this game either, so we can move on. But God bless Shohei Ohtani. God fucking bless him every day. The greatest fucking baseball player.
I was going to say, you can go bet him. You might, because look, if you think he's just going to be like, oh, I got the record. No, he's padding that. You should have seen what he did last night, right? He didn't stop when he got there. He's going to pad it every which way. Go take him to get a stolen base. Go take him to hit a home run. You're good.
Oh, wow. Kelly, look at this. Kelly saying, my buddies call me the Cal Ripken of not having a job. I haven't had a job since 2016. I love it. Fuck yeah, Kelly.
Now, when I say job, right? Like I give like pitching lessons and stuff like that, but like I don't fucking punch a clock, right? I get paid by the people directly at the end of it. Like I'm in the same boat, Kelly. I quit a few years ago. I'm done with that shit, man. I'll make my own money.
Yeah. So that's to you, Kelly. He smokes dope, plays golf, and gambles. That's it. So that's nice. And Billy Friedrich's almost like Ohtani bet money on himself. That's unkind, Billy. That is unkind. Shout out to my guy, Ohtani, the best baseball player we have ever seen and probably will ever see play baseball, in my opinion. All right. Let's recap our action here real quick. Dabby Cab and Rem laughing at me, thinking the worth of that ball. You know, whatever, guys.
Rem, that wasn't even the worst comment he made today.
Yeah, you know, I'm always full of bad comments here. You know, and by the way, I noticed you yesterday when Wham come on the screen, I immediately started being gay. And I had a good laugh about that when you would comment.
Oh, so you can say gay now, but I can't say retarded?
Yeah, I put it in quotations as well.
Oh, retarded.
There you go. See, now it's okay.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
All right, Gab, I'll let you go first while I figure out what the fuck I'm betting here officially.
All right. So, like I said, I took a Vlad. You can get him even money. I took him over 1.5 bases. You can get him even money to -105. I took Nate Lowe for the Texas Rangers over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That's +115. I took Alvarez over 1.5 total bases at -113. And then I'm sitting there with those two first 5 overs. I might take that first 5 over in the Padres game. If I do, I will post it for everyone. I won't just bet it and not say something because I do like it. And then I like the first 5 over in that Philly Mets game also. So I might add those two, but those are the 3 that I've already bet.
All right. Beautiful.
Oh, and Nebraska first half. I got a -4. It was a little bit of juice.
Hold on. We'll talk about that in a second.
You didn't invite me for college football.
Hold on. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll get there in a second. Let's get there in a second. Detroit money line +146. Tigers team total over 3.5 even money. Twins Red Sox under 8.5 -116. Phillies Mets first 5 over 4 -105. By the way, if you see any first 5 totals on my card, just know Dabby Cab has influenced me to bet them. Most likely, it's the Dabby Cab influence.
It's a good bet, bro. First 5 overs are great bets.
I hope so. I sure fucking hope so. Angels, Astros under 8 full game -115. Cardinals money line -111. Cab, we're on the first 5 over in the White Sox Padres game. I wrote under because I'm a fucking big dumb bitch, so I have to double check the odds on that one real quick here. But we're on the first 5 over 3.5. Over 3.5. God damn, over 3.5 -130. But we'll fucking take that. So we will move that real quick, -130. And I'm going to show Dabby Cab that the Oakland A's and baseball magic exist. Bet of the day. 6 games in Oakland. And by the way, I saw someone ask, is this the last week of baseball? Baseball last day is October 1st, I believe. So we're right there. And yes, not flush. Don't you worry about that. I know that. I'm the one doing the first 5 team totals. You're the king of the full game team totals. I know that, not flush. No worries. I'm sorry, Billy. I need to get better about cussing. I need to stop cussing as much. I apologize, Billy. I'm gonna no more cussing for the rest of the show.
Yeah, you guys are a bad influence on him in the chat. You're turning Jose into potty mouth.
Apologies, Billy. So I'm gonna stop cursing from here on out. But I'm going to bet the Oakland A's for the last 6 games of their regular season here at home. They're against the Yankees. I hope they take 2 out of 3. 1 out of 3 would be fine. If they get swept, I'll be really pissed. But I do believe they'll take it to the fucking cleaners again. God dang it. It's just cuss. Sorry, Billy. They will take the Rangers to the cleaners here, and I believe in that. So.
Yo, you really can't talk without cussing?
Apparently not. Apparently not. You guys have, influenced.
Even you guys, bro. I watch, bro. I'm like Chameleonaire, bro. I can go without. I cuss more than anyone I know, and I can speak without cussing because my brain, it thinks about the words that I'm going to say before I say them.
Mine's the opposite. I'm very Michael Scott. I start sentences and I don't know where they're going to end. So,
Okay.
fun. All right, let's bring on our special guest here real quick. By the way, Billy, that's very funny. I'm sorry, Billy. I'm going to stop cussing, though, because you said that, Billy. So don't you worry about that. And hopefully I might be seeing Billy Friedrich soon here. I don't know. It would be nice. But let's bring on our guest, football analyst, yours. We all love him. He's going to be on the tailgate, I'm sure. Mr. Wine Time Sports. And I'm keeping Cab in here because I want to hear his take on our first game here. The son of a bitch thinks I'm going to let him. Dang it, I cussed again. This dude thinks I'm going to let him run away and not give us his Nebraska, Illinois take with Saturated in the chat. Come on.
Say that team. Say that second name again.
In Illinois?
Oh God.
What? That's the state of Illinois. Sure, sorry. But again, no cussing for me here, so I'm gonna do it, guys. I got this. I worked with children once upon a time, I believe. But Daddy Cab, please, you have a first half bet on this game. I want to hear your thoughts, and then we'll pass it over to our guy Wine Time, which I didn't give the best introduction for, but nice to see you, Wine Time.
You got a market on this or no?
I do have a market on this. I'll give you it right now. I've never hear you ask for the market once. That's nice to hear.
College football and baseball are different fucking sports, dude.
Yeah, I'm quickly finding that out with the NFL here as well when it comes to the market. So let me tell you that. But
sports. I don't
let's talk about it.
In baseball.
59% of the bets and 63% of the money on Illinois here. And let me tell you where this has moved here real quick here because we're changing gears. We're shifting gears into college football mode right now. We had a 9 opener for Nebraska, and that opened up on the 15th here. And it's eventually moved. It got up to 10 at one point and then comes right back down, 8.5, down to 8, now down to 7.5 full game here, Mr. Cadabra. Total wise, if you want that real quick, I'll give you that. Total, we switched there. 63% of the bets and 44% of the money on the over. So bigger bets on the under, 37%, 56% of the money on the under in this game. Cabby, please regale us with your bet. I need to hear
it. Well, I already said it. I took the first half here. I almost said first 5. I took the first half here with Nebraska. I got a -4 and I actually got it at -115. You can still get a -120. You got to shop because a lot of places have that 4.5 because they don't want to give you a 4. Just like when you touched on that market here, they don't want to give you a 7 and they don't want people getting a 6.5. There's a reason why they're keeping this at 7.5. It reminds me a lot of the line against Colorado. Now, I think Illinois is a better football team than Colorado is. All that being said, Illinois at this point in time, outside of the game against Kansas, their offense, it's hard to judge what you've got. Kansas isn't a defense that I really think highly of, and they still putting up 23 points. The under makes a lot of sense to me in this game because I think both of these defenses are going to be locking down. Both football teams are going to run the football. It's going to be the MO like the whole game. All that being said, I don't need to bet the under because I took Nebraska first half. I think Nebraska, I'm very highly on them this year. I like Dylan Raiola. He's sitting at 73.8 completion percentage right now with 5 touchdowns and 1 interception. It's a little annoying how he wants to act like Patrick Mahomes in his celebrations and all that. And I get it. It's lame. It's not cool, whatever. But the kid is a good football player, just like Jackson Dart, right? I don't like the eye paint. These kids these days are a little weird, bro. I guess I'm old now. I can officially say that. Things are starting to get a little weird, and I don't like it. But at the same time, the kid can play. He's a baller. I almost thought about taking his yards prop here this game. The only reason I didn't is because I come back to my original statement. I think there's going to be ground and pound MO from both teams. And if that's the case, I really like Nebraska's front 7. I like Nebraska in the trenches on both sides of the ball here. So give me the Cornhuskers first half -4.
Nebraska first half for Mr. Dabby Cab, Wine Time Sports. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this game here.
Hey, shout out to everyone in the chat. Thanks for coming out, guys. Shout out to my guy Jose, my guy Dabby Cab on screen. Pleasure to be here with you guys on a Friday, man. We're one day away from college football Saturday, man. I'm stoked. Coming off first losing week last week, actually. So I'm ready to get back at it. We cashed the South Alabama plus 7.5 yesterday. They won outright by like 30 points. Got a couple of plays for you guys today. We talked about this game on Wednesday. Cab touched on it too. Dylan Raiola, let me just say this. In 2026, he will be the number 1 overall pick in the 2026 draft. This kid's the real deal. He's got every tool in the shed. He's got a great coach behind him too, the college level. Not just mention that he's got a very experienced and talented offensive line in front of him to protect him and keep him upright going against these nastier defensive lines. Cab touched on it too about Illinois. They only scored 23 points on Kansas, a team that really is known more for their offense rather than their defense. They're usually in shootouts. With that being said, though, Illinois, they could not stop the run. Given it was Devin Neal from Kansas, who's going to be a day 2 probably type running back in the NFL. They had no answer for him. They had an answer for the passing game, but they didn't have an answer for the running game. You look at Nebraska, what do they want to do? They want to run the damn ball. They've got a couple 2-headed monsters over there. Dante Dowdell and Ramir Johnson, 2 guys, big guys. They're going to be physical with you. We saw what Dowdell did against Colorado, 18 touches, literally pounded them in the mouth every time he got the ball. They're going to want to make Nebraska. They're going to want to make Illinois tackle these guys. Both these guys are most likely going to get 15 to 20 carries in this one. I think they're going to want to run the ball, as Cab mentioned earlier, which supports my bet on this game for the under. I got in on Monday night, the 44. I believe to open up at a 44.5 or a 45. Gave it out at 44 on Twitter on Monday. Gave it out to you guys at that on Tuesday. It's down to a 42.5 right now, which I like, especially when you see 37% of bets and about 56% of money on the under. It's going in that direction. It is a Friday, give or take. Usually don't like taking unders on a Friday, but here we are in this matchup. I also think, too, Cab touched on this, both these teams in the trenches. Nebraska is going to get them both ways. They got the bigger guys up front. They've got the more experienced guys. This is year 2. The defensive coordinator, Tony White, I want to say his name is. Really good defensive coordinator over there at Nebraska. He's got these guys bought in, very conservative. Physical. So give me the under, whatever it is. I know it's at 42.5. If you can get me a 43, though, I still endorse the 43 for everyone out there in the chat that wants to take something at this total, because I don't think this is going to touch 40 in this one. So give me the under 43 at the best number available.
All right. Beautiful work there, Wine. Let's look and see if I can find you that as
I'm going
well.
to touch on what he said real quick. I liked everything 110 said. Because he reminded me of something that I wanted to bet here, and I can't do the fucking math. You guys can figure it out if you want to count units. I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I bet different amounts on shit. It's just how I do it. So if you guys like full transparency, I have a $250 bet on that first half. I'm just adding $100 to this prop, but I like it. I'm going to take Dowdell anytime touchdown plus 125. I think that's awesome. College props are fucking awesome. And if you guys don't have a book that you can bet on, let me recommend getting a book where you can bet them. I'm going to say it again. College football props are awesome. Doesn't mean this one cashes, but I like it at plus 125, anytime touchdown. You could probably get better odds if you take rushing touchdown, but I'm just going to take touchdown. So I'm adding that to it.
I like it. They're going to give this guy the ball probably 20 plus times in this game. Honestly, I very much think he's the number 1 back. I think he's going to be used more, especially when it comes to running the ball, catching the ball out of the backfield. Ramir Johnson's going to have more of those catches, but this guy's an animal. This guy's like 6'2", 6'3", 240. He's a beast, man. He's going to come at you, and they're going to send him at him. We saw what he did to Colorado a couple weeks ago. So I like that move on the prop as well.
Let's go.
All right. Well, beautiful work there to the both of you. Cab, did you have any more action on this Friday night here?
No, but you got to bet something, bro. You don't get to cap this game with both of us without making a bet.
Yeah, you didn't take one game with me on Tuesday, Jose.
Yeah, that's weak shit, bro. Come on.
So sorry, not trying to force my action here, but shout out to South Alabama, which cash. If I had to make a bet on this game, I'd pick Illinois. Plus 7.5. Honestly, I do like Nebraska and all this. I think 7.5 is just a lot of points. It's a lot of points. I think it'll be a close, low-scoring game. Nebraska probably wins, and I'm a big Raiola guy. Cab, I mean, you said he's going to be the number 1 pick in 20, whatever the fuck, or whoever said that. I've already forgotten. But I said it when he played Shedeur. He's a better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders right now. That Patrick Mahomes cosplay, I'm okay with it. That's dress for the job you want, guys. Come on. We've all heard that. Wear a suit to an interview. Wear your Patrick Mahomes headband. Do the whole jumping thing. And next, he's probably going to date a girl that looks like his wife. So, again, dress for the job you want for it. God bless you, Dylan Raiola. I'm not going to make any moves yet here, but I want to hear, Cab, your thoughts. We've already talked about this game with.
I don't like your bet. Oh, okay. What do you mean? What are you just gonna keep me here now? I didn't even cap this game for you. I got it though. I like Syracuse.
No, I am keeping you here for this one at the very least because my guy Wine Time took Stanford plus 10 earlier in the week. You son of a bitch.
There you go.
So I want to hear what you have to say about this game real quick. I know you haven't capped it, but you're a man of the people.
I mean, I've looked at it, but I don't have notes for you here on it or anything like that. That's what I mean when I say that. Like I don't have anything written down.
This could be a good game, honestly. I mean, Syracuse, I'm high on them. And we talked about them a couple weeks ago, Cab. I talked about them with Jimmy, how high I was on them. Got the win at home when they were plus 3 dog in that matchup. Kyle McCord's locked in right now. The dude coming from Ohio State. He's in the right offense. He's behind the right offensive line. I mean, look at Stanford on the other hand, though, dude. Coming off a big 41-7 win against, I think, Cal Poly, a nobody team. But before that, they played TCU in a game I think they should have won outright if it wasn't for a couple decisions made by Troy Taylor. They had every chance to win that game. They still covered the spread, which we took them in. But, looking at this matchup, though, it's going to be the first ACC matchup for Stanford, and they're heading into Syracuse. It's going to be a hostile environment. You look at 10 points for me, I think it's too much when it comes to Stanford because I think these guys are going to play tough. I think they're going to play physical. A lot of these guys are in year 2, year 3, year 4 of their time here at Stanford in this offense and defense. So they're definitely making a lot of improvements over there. I like Troy Taylor as a head coach. I didn't like what he's doing in week 1, but I like what he stands for over there. I like what he's building over there. I do think Syracuse wins this game. I think Syracuse gets out of here with most likely a 3 to 6 point victory, but 10 points is too much. At 8.5, I wouldn't tell anyone to take Stanford because, you lost all the value. If you can get a 9, I would still probably endorse the 9. But I think the 1.5 drop, I do like it considering all the bets and stuff are on Syracuse. Rightfully so. They've got the better quarterback in this spot. They probably have the better offensive and defensive line, but I just think 10 points is too much for Stanford.
Again, so if I was going to make a bet, I'd start looking at the prop market, man. I love props in college football. Something I'm going to be betting more and more. Shout out to C-Mac. He was getting me on him last year. And shout out to my guy Saturated too. We cashed the running back from Illinois over and over and over again. I don't know if that was last year, I think. Maybe it was 2 years ago. Shit starts running together. My problem with Stanford, and your number is completely different than this, like you said. My problem with Stanford's just their interior, right? They did put up a lot of points last week, again, albeit against not a very good school, but only 1 sack, right, against Cal Poly.
It's all about, they got to get more pressure on. That's the thing. I didn't touch on that either. They have to put pressure on because against TCU, I don't think Stanford had a sack. I think they might have had one. They need to get pressure.
Them boys up.
Yeah, because
tore them boys up. And let me say something. TCU finds ways to let other football teams stay in games, and they just do that notoriously. So and Stanford did a good job covering the spread on that. I had Hoover's passing prop with TCU just to win. So this would be, so there's the bet right there where I would make it here. Shit. I would take I don't know what the number is for McCann, but I would take it and I would lower it and then put Syracuse on the money line. And I think right there, Syracuse money line and McCann's passing prop lowered a little bit. I think that's a beautiful bet. Shit. See, that's why I don't like just sitting here, because now I might have to bet that, because I can't sit here and say that and realize how much I like that bet. But I'd have to put it together. I'd have to do a prop builder for it.
Okay, fair enough. See, this is why we have you here, Cat. We get it out of you. Good looks there. Wine like Stanford. He got the 10 earlier this week, so that's what happens when you tune in early on this program. Follow him on Twitter at WineTime Sports. You'll see all the plays, all that good stuff. Cat, we have one more game here. I won't make you stay through it, though. We appreciate you being here. You capped a hell of a baseball card with us. I'm frozen right now, and now we're back. Here we go. But thank you, Cap, for joining us here. We appreciate it. Any final words for the people, unless you want to stay, I guess.
Why you got to be so awkward, Jose? Don't bet the A's every day for the rest of the season. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for showing up. You're so close, Jose. Go get those overs today, and you're going to be a winning capper. Don't put me in Wine Time in a tweet that says we referring to trying to become nine cappers again. And other than that, we'll be back tomorrow. Winetown will be right here with me on the tailgate. Shout out to you guys in the chat, man. We love you guys. Let's make tomorrow awesome. I'm excited. Tomorrow's a good card. And like Winetown said, I mean, I can't wait. I'm gonna attack this card tomorrow a little bit more aggressively, especially in the prop market. So tune in tomorrow morning right here, Pub Sports Radio, 10 a.m. I'll see you guys then. Thank you, Jose. Winetime. Love you guys.
Good shit.
There we go. Dabra, Cadabra. See, Wine, what I was trying to do there, I was trying to guilt trip him into just joining us for that last game. I was just trying to get him trying to get him just to say, like, you know what, fuck it, I'll stay. But it didn't work. I thought it was very funny there. So shout out to our guy, Dabby Cab. Great to have him on as always. And we ring him out for a little college football as well. Join him again tomorrow morning. Wine Time will be there. I'll be there for the live stream. It'll be a whole lot of fun. Now let's talk Wine Time. It's a beautiful thing that these games just all happen to be, Pac-12 adjacent squads. We've got Washington State here. And we talked about this a little last night during the live stream. Our guy Connor Mack Picks likes San Jose State here. And I see why. It's a very situational bet here. Washington State coming off of an Apple Cup victory. And I can confirm as the small state school in the rivalry against your rival. And once you win that game, that next week always kind of feels like a letdown. Oklahoma State feels like it does it all the time against Oklahoma. It's very frustrating. And now San Jose, I don't know what I call them, a small time opponent, but it's an opponent that Washington State should handle. But I don't know, Wine. We opened up at a 14 here. It got down to a 12 at one point, and it's back up to 13 now. But I lean San Jose. Truly, I think it'll be a very flat start for Washington State. 60% of the bets, 50% of the money on Washington State here. And totals-wise, 59% of the bets and 59% of the bets on the under, but 54% of the money on the over. So pretty split, but I think this is a San Jose spot for me personally. Wine, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah, this is only a San Jose spot. Been trying to find out a play in this game, honestly, looking at both squads here. Guys, everyone in the chat, Jose, if you guys tune in for this game, it's a late night one. Be a lookout for this guy named Nick Nash, NFL receiver. He's going to be an NFL-type receiver, 6'3", 203 games, guys. He has 34 catches, 485 yards, and 6 receiving touchdowns in 3 games. Made the transition from quarterback to receiver. He's making it quite well over there at San Jose State right now. Be on the lookout for this kid. This kid's going to have a big game here against Wazoo, I think. Looking at Wazoo coming off an emotional win, we talked about that game last week, Jose. We were on the Washington State game. I think that was the only game we won on the show, and that was the game that really moved out of my direction. I got into +4. We went all the way to a +5.5. I was thinking, damn, they're going to get them. Washington State, man, they got a bunch of dogs out there, starting with that quarterback, John Mateer, man. I didn't realize how fast he was until I watched that tape against Washington on a couple of those runs. He has one of the most fastest takeoff speeds from a quarterback I've seen in quite some time. Guy can move, 6'1", 222. Not a small guy by any means. He can run with it. He can throw with it if you force him to throw. He's got a big arm. He doesn't have the Cam Ward arm, but those legs, man, they make up for it. And he's just a dog out there, man, playing behind the offensive line, giving them all the credit in the post-game interview. That post-game interview didn't give himself any credit, all of it to his teammates, man. You got to respect a quarterback like that. Really humble out there. And I just like what they're doing over there with Jake Dickert starting over there. Looking at their schedule, Jose, if Wazoo wins out, man, they're a college football playoff team. And there's a big chance that they can win out. They've got Boise State on the road and they've got Fresno State still on the road the next 2 games. They're going to have to get big wins against those 2 teams, but very much so this team could go 12-0 this year. They've got the guys to do it. They've got the coach to do it. I really like what Wazoo's doing. San Jose State, on the other hand, hiring a new head coach. They lost their head coach to Arizona, I believe. He's over there coaching Fafita now. Looking at this game, though, Jose, I see it's out of 13 now at some books. I saw it was a 12.5 about 15 minutes ago. I see it's back to a 13 right now. It's just a tough matchup because for Wazoo, they're coming off such an emotional victory against their in-state rival at Seattle Seahawks Stadium. It was the first win for Washington State quarterback to beat Washington on the road in quite some time. That being said, though, these guys, they're hungry for more. They're hungry for more. That's why I can't back San Jose State in this, because I can't go against Washington State. Washington State's beaten 2 Power 4 opponents pretty handily, too. I mean, they took care of business against Texas Tech. Texas Tech, a team that I highly respect still this year, even though they've had a couple hiccups along the way. Still a good Power 4 program. And then you look at Washington, they did lose their head coach and pretty much everyone on offense last year, but it's still a Power 4 program that brought over a big-time head coach and that has big-time NIL money. So this team, I mean, they're going to be fighting, man. That's why I can't back San Jose State in this. I do think 13 is a little bit too much. I'm not going to lie. I said if I can get the 13, I might have to take something on San Jose State, but it's just I can't do it. I can't go against Wazoo. I'm 2-0 while taking them this year. I'm not going to fade them anytime soon until I see something otherwise. We see the market's a little iffy. We see majority of the bets on Wazoo and more of the money on Wazoo. It just 7 p.m. over here on the West Coast, everyone that's watching it. No play for me in this one.
Yeah, I will agree with you. I don't think I'm going to move on this. If I had to move on this game, I think I would move first half. Think they could catch some sleeping. I wrote down 7.5 plus 7.5, I should say, minus 115. So I don't hate that, but I don't have any official action on this game. We'll probably quietly bet Stanford plus 8.5. Root for us, wine time. Not going to make it official because I'm getting such a shit number.
Just buy up to can you get a plus 9 anywhere for less than minus 120?
I will let you know right now. While I do that, wine, let's go over any action here. Action we've given out here today. Action you have on tonight's Friday here. What do we have here for Friday?
Jose. So we got a couple games today. We talked about them all. We talked about a couple of them earlier in the week. As I said, I got some better numbers on a couple of them. I still endorse the numbers that they're at right now. As I said, if you can get a Stanford at a plus 9, a little juicier, maybe around a minus 115, 117, I still endorse that number because I'm in at a plus 10. So plus 9 means I still win. So I'm very much 8.5 is a little bit pushing it. If it goes to 8 by game time, I mean, I think that's going to tell us one thing that they're going to end up covering this game. So yeah, still on Stanford in that one. Then we take a look at the Illinois game. I think it's going to be a smash mouth type of football game between both of these Big Ten programs that like to run the ball. Nebraska likes to run the ball at an extremely high rate. And I forgot to even mention this. Illinois, they're giving up 5 yards to carry, which is good for 95th in the nation. Not very good on the defensive side in rushing yards. And that's what they're going to do. They're going to pound the ball here in this game. And if you force Dylan Raiola to throw, he's got some playmakers on the outside. He's got an arm. This kid's got every tool in the shed to be great. So I think this is going to go way under the total. 42.5 is still too much. I think you're good at until it gets to 40. Honestly, I think this game is going to realistically get to about 37 or 38 in this matchup. Do you think Nebraska is going to win? I wouldn't take them to. I got something on Illinois plus the 8. So I like Illinois side for sure.
All right. Well, that was a great review there, Wine Time. A real quick question from DC Capper here. Thanks, DC, for being a member here. He asked about Florida State Cal. We covered this on the channel before earlier in this week, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on this one real quick, Wine.
Yeah, we touched on this. It's posted on the YouTube channel, DC Capper. Give it a like. Give it a check out because it's more of a breakdown on there. Love that game though. Me and Jose were both talking about that game. I definitely, it's the sidewise. It's tough. I'm on the under. I think it's going to be another, what Cal likes to do. They like to run the ball. Florida State likes to throw the ball and they haven't been successful at it, especially in the red zone. What does Cal do? They get interceptions. They have 9 interceptions going into this game, which is just absolutely wild to me still. I think they're going to pick off DJU a couple times in the red zone, which is going to have to force them for no points. And I think they're going to have to settle for field goals in a lot of these circumstances too. So I like the under. I believe I gave it. I don't know what the number's at right now, but I still like the under. Whatever it's at, I still like the under. I think it's at a 43.5 maybe right now. Maybe a 44. I think I got the 44 if I'm not mistaken. So I still endorse the under 100% in that one. Mute.
Oh, great. Muted there. Great start. Well, that's beautiful. Thank you, Wine. And yes, DC. Check out that cut out there. It's about like 5-6 minutes. Should be an easy devour there. It's a great breakdown there. Beautiful stuff, Wine Time. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Thank you for joining me twice this week. You've made this week a lot more easy for me. So thank you, my guy. Check him out at the tailgate tomorrow morning and follow him on Twitter at Wine Time Sports. Any final words for the people here, Wine?
Yeah, thanks for having me, Jose. Always a blast with you here, man. Good luck to you on all your bets this weekend. I'm hoping that you get in that plus in the MLB, man. Rooting for you on that. This grind of the season, man. Got another week or so left. Then we got playoff baseball, which is what I'm ready for, man.
Yeah.
I haven't taken any baseball in the whole month of September, so looking forward to that. And yeah, guys, give me a follow, Wine Time Sports on Twitter. You'll catch me on the tailgate with Dabby Cab and Moose Money tomorrow. I'll be on Boston the Sauce right after that, over at Who Bangin', and then right after that, I'll be at the tailgate. I think the whole game. I'm free tomorrow, so I'll be there the whole game tomorrow, guys. Actually, Jose said he's going to be there too. I hit up Dutch. He said he's going to be there. I hit up Moose. Moose is on a break, so he said he's going to be there. So we're going to have a lot of people on screen Saturday for these games, guys. So make sure to tune in. Follow us all on Twitter, and let's get paid, guys. Thanks for having me.
Beautiful stuff. Wine Time Sports. Thank you for joining us here. And yes, I will be there as well. Thank you, Wine, for joining us here. And thank you, everyone, for joining us on these programs. I know, these shows aren't always, the best without Jimmy. Jimmy makes them special. His breakdowns are elite, but I'm glad that I could hold you guys over here for this week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday here. Saturday, you're still going to get me some. Like I said, I'll be on the live stream after the tailgate for a half, hanging out with Dabby Cab and Co. And then Sunday morning, do not forget, Sunday morning's the best show to get ready for the NFL day there. Is the NFL Pub Hub. Comes out, I think it started at 11 a.m. Eastern. I get my time zones mixed up all the time here, but 11 a.m. Eastern, I believe. We have a variety of different cappers coming in, giving their NFL plays. And Jimmy the Bag will be making his triumphant return during that show there. So it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Thank you, guys. Appreciate you guys. Rem, appreciate you. Thank you for the compliment, my guy. I'm going to work on that cussing, Rem. I'm going to be better about that. Thank you, Billy Friedrich, dropping his plays in here as well. AOD, Tori Coker. Thank you, guys. Kent Davies, Young Native, DC Capper, Coin, Rants, Tom Leach. Thank you. Appreciate all you guys for being here. And yes, Kong. It says Pub Hub. I know that's going to be Pub Hub there, Kong. Kong's Clips making his Pub Hub debut. So that'll be a whole lot of fun, Kong. Cannot wait for that. Let's get after it. I cannot wait. You guys know my MLB plays by now. Follow me on Twitter if you didn't get them, at Jose Bouquett. You'll see them there. Until next time, guys, Saturday morning, say hey. I'll see you guys then.